Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is a beautiful, beautiful Monday morning. Monday, July. No, Monday, July the 20th, Monday, July the 19th, 2021. It is a beautiful, beautiful day. Beautiful Monday morning. We made it. It's a lot of stuff going on, but we made it. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning, English.
She called me the whole government name too. She called me the government name. People like, who is she talking about?
Like,
They don't
her,
listen. They don't need to know.
her. Good morning, Joy. My baby.
If I get up and run out the room, we made it. It's a lot of stuff.
Okay, here we go. Turn it down.
I thought I had cut it off. I had, but when it come on, that's what it do. So listen, good morning to all. We made it to Monday morning. It's a lot of stuff going on. So listen, my first thing is, so last Monday we talked about taking a minute a day and each day adding a minute to it and figure out what triggers you, what makes you happy, and what you need to let go of. So, you started off with a minute and the day is 7 minutes. So, I figured out some of my triggers. I even wrote some of the stuff down, but I remember what it is. So I ain't even got to do that. So this is the funny part. It's heart versus head. And sometimes we have things in our heart and in our head we know it's not good for us. Or we have people in our heart and in our head we know they not good for us. And I don't want to say they're not good for us. I do want to say that sometimes we have to understand that the people in our life need to be rotated like tires on a car. You have to take the front right tire, put it on the left side, and then you have to rotate it because you putting them in a position sometimes that they've held it for a long time. And I don't want to say you just have to kind of move people where they better serve you. And I know that
sometimes it's a little bit away.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And when you can't have that conversation with everybody because people feel some kind of way, but the reality is that the person that's at the head of the table Monday may not be there Tuesday, and it don't have nothing to do with you. It don't have nothing to do with them per se. It's time to move on,
Mhm.
and we don't want to have that conversation. We'll end a relationship with somebody that we dating, but sometimes we in relationships with people and you can't even really figure out why you still cool with them. Like, are you still cool with them because you've been cool with them for a long time? Because they just showed you who they are. Anything else in our life that shows us who it is or what it is, we tend to move it on. You gotta let it go. But when it comes to people, we like, oh, well, I don't listen. It is okay to work on your healing. And whenever you say this, and try it. I'm working on me. I'm working on healing or whatever. People automatically interject themselves into your healing process and say, well, what I do? I mean, ain't nothing.
Your ass just gotta go.
It's time for you I'm not going to even tell you that you got to go.
Nah. I mean, you don't have to announce everything or announce it. You love people from afar. You pray for them, and you just keep moving.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
And you just say, okay, well, all right, I kind of see what's going on. Hey, Keita, I don't want to be dismissive or I don't want to feel like I'm just moving people around, but you don't have to say anything. You don't have to mention anything. You just have to go in the process of moving and going and doing and being and that. And some of my triggers, I tend to I had this thing where I trust you until you give me a reason not to. Now some people the other way, you have to earn that trust. In establishing relationship, I trust you.
Yeah, I don't have time to be always skeptical of somebody.
Yeah,
That take too much energy for
yeah.
me.
That
Yeah,
okay.
personally for me, that's just too much energy. Like You watching everybody move, then finally I could you get it all until you start to do something, and then
Right.
like, okay, then your levels just start to knock
Yeah,
down.
it comes down. So it's two things I want, and I want y'all to share this. Please like and share this. I want y'all to tell men that are embarking on dating all of that, and when I say all of that, I mean all of that. Men, dial some of that back. And I know you have a right to feel and say how you feel or whatever, but all of that old microaggression and if a woman can't do this, she can't be with me and she can't do this. Sir, but
Are you
it's
talking about like if you communicate, like when they're communicating with a woman that they
yeah,
want to date?
yeah, all of
We're just
that.
having a conversation,
We
and here
just
they
having
go
with that heavy.
yeah.
I'm like,
I understand.
where, sir? Where did we get to this?
But that's a telltale sign to anyone with some sense that they have some things that they need to work out still. Like, hey, bro, how about you chill out? Like, you just chill. Like, you need to take a break. That when you got to start your conversations with that,
Yeah.
I think for anybody, male or female, I think you guys got to dial it back a little bit.
And
Yeah.
I learned a
Stay
saying.
by your damn self.
Yeah, I learned a saying that's a trigger for me too. It is what it is, and that's just how I am. Those two things over the course of the week, it is what it is, and that's just who I am. We said that for so long that it's become part of our personality. Well, that's just who I am. No, that's who you choose to be.
Yeah, that's just who I am means you don't take accountability for your actions and how they're hurting people.
And you don't care.
Yeah.
And nobody has never called you on your shit.
Uh-huh.
And well, that's just who I no.
Yeah, certain stuff
No.
it ain't even, that just who I am does not work.
Yeah, you need to do you need to say, okay, well, you know what? It's definitely some things that I need to work on. I need to do a self-check, a self-eval. I need to look at some stuff because what you're saying when you say that's just who I am, you want everybody to accept all of your mess. And everybody don't want to accept your mess. We don't. So it's not that people don't want to help you or don't want to assist you or don't want to whatever. Is when you say that, you're telling the person that's trying to do whatever they're trying to do in your life that you're not even considering modifying, changing, tweaking.
Even growing. It ain't
Yeah,
necessarily
all
about
of that.
changing for somebody, just growing. All of us
Yeah,
have areas
just
of negative traits that we can grow from, period.
and this saying, it is what it is. Yes, in that moment, whatever the is what it is for me are things that I cannot change. And most things in your life, if you think about it, you can't change. So yeah, it is what it is. It is 70-some degrees outside. Yes, that is what it is. But all of this behavior and how it just is what it is. They're gonna just have to take it. No, we don't. We don't. And I'm gonna throw Sam under the bus. Sam, okay, I ain't gonna put it on Sam. My life coach. I'm gonna come back. So my life coach / my therapist. We were talking about me and dating.
Mm-hmm.
So suggestions were made that I try new avenues to date.
Mm-hmm.
Take myself out, maybe take myself out to dinner. Go to a movie, do things that require me to adult. I'm like, okay, I adult. So with that being said, I went on ahead and got a date nap, right?
Oh no! Don't try to blame it on me.
Listen,
all I did was tell her what I had done, and it was just funny to me. I was like, this is trash. And here she go. Oh, I'm about to get on there. I'm like,
let me tell y'all something.
I told her when I tell her not to do something, then she does it. So don't try to blame that on me.
So I'm not blaming on you, but let me tell y'all something. Men. First and foremost, I really didn't put an age limit on it. But I want men over
the cast that's over 40.
No, these was listen.
Yeah.
I want men, period. If I can't see your face in a picture, every picture you got on some dark ass beauty supply sunglasses. You got some deer hunter glasses on.
Yeah.
You got a hat. You standing in the shadows of love. You standing in your front door and the sunlight is beckoning over your shoulder.
My favorite is when they're in pictures of random people, like a bunch of people.
Yeah,
so
you don't know who they.
Yeah, they put that as the main profile page. So it's like 3, 4, 5 dudes, they homeboys,
I got
or
one
they
of them.
cuddled up with a chick in the profile picture. I'm like, this dumb. Like y'all not thinking. Put your thinking cap on when you making a profile on and you trying to, be in a dating situation. Like, or some guys have put like some demonic type of photograph, like a devil image, and you like that's not enticing me. I don't know what y'all be thinking about.
Listen, so
some dudes be having like, they smoking and with like not even a cigar. Like cigars are sexy. I don't like smoking of any kind, but cigars are, they kind of sexy.
And
right?
I smoke cigars
And
sometimes
so
too. Yeah.
I don't smoke anything but nothing. So okay, he got a little cigar. Okay, he trying to be debonair or whatever. But like he blowing a blunt or
And he got
whatever.
a tray of weed. And
yeah, even if for a woman who she partakes in those type of activities, it probably isn't just it's not necessarily something that you would find attractive off rip. You're making a first impression. Can I just get to see you?
Nope.
Stop the hat fishing. If your hair irregular,
wait. Okay.
wear your irregular ass head.
So listen.
So that she'll know what she jumping into. Like she'll be like, when someone be like, "Hey, I'll deal with that head." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like your nugget straight. I'll deal with that. Like it's cool. No worries. But don't be hat fishing. You fine as hell from the eyeball down.
For the eyebrow.
And then when I meet you, you set yourself up for L. It's just like a woman, like she built real crazy. She need to go ahead and show her crazy build. Like, yeah, she built like Young Barbecue. I mean, so Young Barbecue out here getting them. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Let them see your big shoulders and your little bitty waist and your little bitty booty. Like, show everything so that people will know what they dealing with, and they gonna love you.
I think the fear of rejection has forced us to hide so many things on so many levels. Listen, from the time, when did we had this conversation? Monday we had the conversation.
Yeah.
I'm not going to even tell you that I've had probably 60, at least. Listen, hey. I'm finna say this. So, the text thing. What you doing? I don't give me no abbreviations.
We are over 40. Your abbreviations need to stop, my brother. Like you really should just go ahead and write a sentence.
So I have a lot of I got a lot of
WID
Mediterranean, Middle Eastern responses. I got some WYT responses from men. And I send I don't want to say generic, but I send a text message, cordial, whatever. One guy sent me a message, you beautiful and you fine. Oh my goodness, I couldn't help.
Oh, that's too much.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So and
that's
then,
intense. Like, bro,
it was too over the top for me. I got scared. I threw my phone.
Yeah. And I hate, like, I really don't want guys to think that there's just so much.
Good morning, Dave.
You can't do this. It's not necessarily that. It's like, where's your chill button in this day and age where we're older, we've kind of mellowed out, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you've seen 50 million thousand beautiful women, right? So when you want to just connect with her, you don't have to go through all that. Like, just be like, hey man, hey man, I think you gorgeous, you dope, you seem like you have some dope energy. What say like that, like.
I can't say with your so wait,
that's too much.
Okay,
like, would you really, as a guy, a sister hit you up like, yeah, you a fine motherfucker, yeah, oh man, ooh, I saw you in your chest and everything.
Don't play because some of them would.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Some of them would
like that kind of stuff.
Some of them would.
I mean, if you, I don't know. I
But
don't. I come from a
just
different. Maybe I come from a different something. I don't know.
I was like some of the stuff
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no. Then
We
one
definitely like that.
Oh y'all.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Okay.
So I that's not me because I'm not trying to turn that in. I'm not trying to turn that energy on
Nah, cause
and deal
eventually
with
you
that.
gonna send me a dingaling photo.
Okay, so
You go. All
let's
you gonna do is send me that.
mm.
That's what you gonna send me because you gonna think that's how I came at you. So I don't want that.
So let's talk about
Dicks are ugly.
the interest. You know how you see the interest.
Mm-hmm.
So one gentleman, he sent, I thought it was a job application. He sent so much stuff. Yeah, what you like to do? And I sent what I like to do or whatever. Um, you know, he sent what he liked to do. Yeah, because I like to go to the casino. And I promise you, every third word has something to do with the casino.
Oh, he a gambler.
Yeah, guess what?
Yeah, I'm not into habits. I'm sorry.
uh
I'm not into habits. Or where you just sit there and casino for me, just you don't have nothing else to do. Like you just the casino, like if you went to Vegas, okay, casino got shows and restaurants and stuff like that. But here in Detroit, like I mean, they got a couple of spots to eat, but you just sitting at a machine all day for hours,
he
just wasting
let me
money.
know he liked the gamble.
Yeah, and he want a chick to sit up there with him.
Yeah,
and you on the other slot, and would y'all hit? Would you like? Nah.
Yeah, no. And one gentleman, I think he was like 50, maybe 50, white male, attorney. Um,
I'm not.
What?
I'm not doing this morning.
He's wasn't bad looking. He sort of reminded me of Liam Neeson. And it was just enough.
Mm-hmm.
I responded, it was just enough. He said he liked to do this, and this, and like to go fishing. And then he said, and after, he do all the things in the day, he liked to relax and chill on the boat. I love boats and water and all of that.
Boats and hoes.
Yeah, but
that's true.
But I love a boat. So I want to get into the dynamics of the boat or whatever. But on the first date, I'm not going out on your boat.
Nah, because that's some serial killer. You gotta watch some of them.
That's Cape Fear.
Yeah.
That movie Cape Fear. I'm not going out. I'm not. On our first date, I'm gonna meet you at the restaurant. Second date, third date, whatever.
Yeah. And I do think so. Guys, you gotta understand this is a different day and age. So these requests that some of you guys have where you be like, hey, yeah, let's go out. How about you come to my house for dinner? That we not. That's not appropriate in this day and age. I mean, some women are with it. Yeah, that's cute, but those are type of things, man. Those just not.
Now
just don't ask us that.
Now I will do this. So if a guy says that he having like a cookout or a gathering or whatever,
I'll go when it's a bunch of people.
Yeah. But I'm gonna take my shooter with me now.
Let's for sure. Listen, the table turner. Yeah, I'm gonna bring. I need my table turner to come with me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, E, come with me. Hey, Keita, come with me, cause I know if we both got to show out, we'll show out together. Yeah,
I'll fight till my clothes come off.
One to twin powers activate.
Shape of all this shit toe up.
I'm gonna bring my shooter now. You know what I'm saying? We'll go to your little, your event, but I'm not going to your home for a alleged home cooked meal and off rip, and I know you. And I'm talking about
smoking. You come to the
I've
door
had
and
guys
smoking
where they
jacket.
ask you straight up and then get like offended, like you like, no, I don't think that's appropriate. Like what? Why?
And it ain't safe for we. The other side is it ain't safe for the guy because you don't know me.
I could come over your house and have my homegirl rob you, all kind of stuff.
Tell my boys, hey, I done met this pluck on this dating app. Follow me to the crib, do whoop whoop whoop, and it's a whole situation. So we not gonna do that.
No.
Part 2, and let me just tell y'all this: we got an amazing show for y'all today. So y'all need to get y'all pen and pad. And take notes.
People to work today.
Well, no. The mental notes, because Sam, I've been listening to a lot of conversations, and me and you talk about this all the time. Some things about the vagina women need to unlearn?
Okay, yeah. So,
We
cause
gonna wait till they come in.
woo,
What
child,
is things that women need to unlearn and things that they need to learn?
and the fellas need to learn some of this
Yes,
information too,
yes,
cause for
because
real,
it's an
y'all be saying
abomination.
real dumb coochie facts.
Yes, so
Y'all real,
we ain't gonna even get into it
yeah.
until we get the
Okay,
amazing
okay.
the women to come in the room because it's almost an abomination for the lack of information that especially women my age. Some of the stuff that you learned when you were younger, you have desecrated. Y'all have desecrated yourself, and the stuff that y'all don't know, it will fill
Well,
up a OBGYN
our
lobby.
generation did come from, or your generation, and in the beginning of mine was the talcum powder generation, putting the talcum powder on the lunchbox.
You know why I never put
And
talcum powder on my on my vagina? Because we could say vagina is because when it will sweat and be moist, it just
bubble up,
it would be
yeah, it would
chunks
chunk,
of it.
yeah. That I didn't enjoy that
And
either.
I'm like, well, if this moisture
Mm-mm.
and this powder making these clumps that look like crack,
Mm-mm.
and the crack wasn't even a thing back then, but I just didn't like that clumpiness in the
Yeah,
seat of
I
my.
switched to cornstarch like long time ago when
And,
they
and
had the cornstarch.
it was enough stuff going on in my panties anyway. It was my vagina, my thighs rubbing, panties.
Okay, we gonna segue on over to
No, I just gotta say this before we bring our guests in.
wait, I got one thing. We got one thing to talk about after that. Go ahead.
Okay. Big girls, listen to me. I see y'all all on TikTok and everything talking about you a big girl, and the men talking about she gotta be 3 something to see something and 2 something to do something and all that. Listen to me. When you put that sexual energy out, boof, that's what you get back. Women of size, curvy girls, big girls, whatever, we are more than just a sexual object.
Mm-hmm.
And I want us to stop objectifying ourselves by saying, yeah, and then the men be like, ooh, and 99% of the time when I see a man on TikTok or Instagram and he's talking about a big girl, it's always, yeah, he got to lick his tongue out because, yeah,
It's
she got to be
definitely
2
an
something to do something and
object
3
of
something to see something and
sexual
4
desire.
something to gum something. I'm like, stop.
Fold something to gum.
Ladies, I understand our need for acceptance as with anybody else, but don't let your acceptance be so sexual and so over sexualized that that's all that we are. And the men be on there, I don't want her if she can't do this. Fellas, listen, we are not horses. And when you describe, I lift the stomach up and check underneath the car, I check the transmission. Stop talking to us like that.
It's cool to be to find someone attractive or find a certain thing attractive because we talk about like men who are taller or thicker or whatever, and we're that is something that we may desire, like, oh, that's attractive to us, and you might get a little, in a sensual manner or a sexual manner, but for the most part it's not necessary to go all like, yeah, ooh, when that stomach do it, like, can we just converse and get to know somebody first, and then we go there? But we're in a sexually charged environment.
I understand
period,
that, but that is not a
people's
turn on for me. Yeah, cause see, Coco, I'ma tell you right now, you a big girl. I love you. I go under your hood and check your oil. I said you come from under my hood with stitches in your head.
My roof gonna slap you on top of
You
your
gonna
head.
listen. Listen, that is not a turn on to me. Now, if you say you finna pay for these groceries or something else, fine. Or you could get the real oil change, but all that stuff, men, just stop being followers. Have your own identity. Cause you know damn well you don't want no big girl, but you feel like you could do what you want to do with a big girl that you can't do with a regular woman. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna throw that out there. You got to be do something to do something.
Okay.
It is a store. What is her name? She got a store in North Carolina. I think she called Curvy Body Goddess or whatever. I do want to take a road trip and go to North Carolina. Because when you go in the store, she be like, welcome to, I think it's Juicy Body Goddess. Welcome to Juicy Body Goddess, where you got to be two something, do something. I get that. The whole little thing. But fellas, please. Because we can't objectify y'all. Ooh, you 6 feet tall. I'll climb that tree. I'll mount that horse.
Well,
no, I won't.
According to our producer, he said he liked that. but that's why he stay in trouble.
Okay, we not. No, we not.
Okay, so
Finish
I
I just want to
I do
talk
like it,
about. See, I just want to talk about real quick. Shout out to Brittany, the young lady who found her car, who did the detectiving on the west side, on the Yay west side of Detroit. What happened was this gentleman. No, okay, I call it loosely. This Negro stole her new Benz, her white on white, her cocaine white Benz, right? The young lady put her information out online. She used her social media. She owns a boutique. She put she put her stuff online. She like, look, hey, have you seen this car?
And
She
she
was
tracked
spotting it. Yeah,
She
was
tracked it on the internet because
Yeah.
it got a GPS on it.
she was tracking it, and it was showing up in different places. So people were like, yo, I see your car over here on the this. I see your car over here on the Davidson. So by the time she would get there and, like scope out the young man, where the young man was, she would call the police, and the boy would dip. Right, he dipped on her like 2 times previous. So I guess this time she had enough of the shits, and she was with the shits. She brought her whole family. It was her brothers. Her mama was in the car. All that. They had found it. They said it was on at 7 Days West. So 7 Days West is the swap
Grand River
meet.
and Greenfield.
Right. It's
But
the
okay,
swap
can I just
meet.
say something? Her boutique that she owned is right around the corner from there.
Yeah. So he kept driving around in her area. He stole her car and drove around in her area.
And he
where
went and got a
stole
detail.
it.
He went and got a detail.
So yes, when she found the car, they had been chiefing in her car, but he went and got it fully detailed, and he had made an appointment at the salon to get his locks twisted. So when she walked
He
in,
got twisted all right.
She walked in. She kindly asked him, "Hey, is that your Benz outside?" He said, "No." She was like, "Bitch!" And she stole on him, right? She stole on him. Then all of a sudden, I saw him looking like Wally Gator. Somebody was just dragging him by his
by his locks.
Yeah, like you know how they tranquilize an alligator and they close the mouth and they drag the alligator
and they take the mouth closed.
That's how they was dragging him. And he had like one leg up, like he just couldn't believe that he was getting dragged so viciously across there. And all that beautiful work that loctician had done was undone in a matter of seconds.
All to the knot. So I saw that, and I understand Brittany's anger and frustration.
Yeah.
But it's a couple things I would have did different.
Mm-hmm.
Couple things. She said she flattened her own tires.
Oh yeah, I think she had gone when she flattened her own tires. She had just checked out. I think mentally she had checked out. She like, oh, this Negro ain't gonna do nothing else. He not gonna pull off again. And like she gonna work hard. She gonna get them tires taken together.
Listen, I understand that.
I get why her mindset said to do. I think it was not the brightest thing, but I think. She was mad.
Listen,
she was 48 hot.
And that's the thing. Yeah. I understand that you're mad. I would have said, okay, I'm not gonna flatten my tires because them tires like $1,000 a tire. Your insurance company ain't gonna cover them. I understand. Listen, I get that part. I get that. I really, really get that part. I would have never made myself visible either.
Mm-hmm.
I would ask somebody else, hey man, you driving that Benz outside?
I'm telling you, I
know she hot.
Listen, sometimes people need to learn
to leave people's stuff alone.
I'm wondering because cars like that are push to start. So I was wondering, did he take her keys from somewhere, or how was he able to really just drive? Because those are not the kind that you can rig like that.
But there is a way to override the system, and they said he had been stealing cars for a while.
Yeah. So I was just wondering,
young Gunner had been stealing cars for a while.
It just did seem like maybe they, he knew her or something like that, or tried to come in her salon. They pushed the start, but
also they got the thing where you could put the fob into them.
Mm-hmm. But you have to have the fob in.
You can override it. So it's with all the technology that we have, it's always a person on the corner or somewhere figuring out how to go beyond that.
For sure.
How how to go into something. They like, oh, okay.
Oh, he was Crystal. He was gonna ride through the city like Diddy, honey. He was going downtown. He had got his. He was getting his hair done so he could put his little fit on, so he can go downtown over there to Greek Town.
He went downtown.
Yeah,
he went downtown.
Oh, he is downtown
by way of the pate wagon.
He had the old jail. He at the old jail for sure.
I'm like, sir.
Yeah.
And when she was talking, I'm like, yep. I said she went to.
Baby girl was mad.
She snapped right out. And then one media outlet was saying, a young lady and her boyfriend shared a vehicle. I ain't see the boyfriend. Whoever y'all saying this mysterious boyfriend was, channel whatever, I ain't seen him.
Yeah,
so
I haven't either.
I'm like, a young lady and her boyfriend.
I want to go in her boutique. I started following her on IG.
You know,
I told her, I was like, look, sis, you did what you had to do. I'm not mad at you at all. I'm glad that everything turned out okay. But she had her crew. My man, little fella, lucky that they ain't split his wig.
Well, they couldn't do it because they knew they was on camera.
Yeah,
But to drag it like it was a bag of clothes.
When I tell you that was and then some people like it was rough. A thief like that deserves a bold, brazen thief. When you are bold out here and you do stuff, whether it's you thieving or you have done some harm to somebody and you walking around like
how we supposed to handle you with kid gloves?
Everything ain't sweet out here. So my little fella, his little reign ended. Reign ended.
That hair dragon,
I'm telling you, like,
was so barbaric, and it reminded me of cavemen. Remember when they used to say cavemen drug their women by their hair? I'm like, oh, and I know their hair was sore because you was getting it twisted.
They should have cut half of them out. I would have disrespected him and cut half of them, just only half or a third. I would have cut a third of his shit out. Just so the rest of them can be looking crazy. And I would have him in the arraignment photo looking like that. I cut his ass a bang, like a side bang, like a Cyndi Lauper lock bang. Whole ass Negro out here stealing. They should have whooped the bottom of his feet. That's what they should have did. Take his shoe off. Nope, take his shoe off, whoop the bottom of his fucking feet. Whole ass nigga. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so listen.
We're gonna talk about
we got two amazing women that are gonna join us in studio because, like I said, we have to really, really take care of ourselves. We do all the things. We buy the purses, we buy the cars, we get the house or whatever. But ladies, really, how are you treating your body, your vagina, your reproductive systems? And we still kind of primitive and archaic because we won't speak up when it comes to how we want to be made love to, how we want to be handled, what we don't like, what we do like, what turns us on, what turns us off. What's you got to go home, you can't do that here. What are those things that really, really, really make us say, this is not what I want? And it's okay to say, I don't like that. Don't put that there.
Wash your hands.
Wash that off.
When a guy come over your house and he about to play and tweedly with your clitoris, make him wash his hands and under his nails. Get you a nail brush on your thing and tell him to hit that. Hit that nail brush in there, my brother, with that hand
on, lady, so you can
before you in here trying to play with my coochie.
Yeah.
Cause then you wonder like, dang, 3-4 days later,
wait, hold on, we listen.
Then you gotta go see the sisters for the holistic care of the coochie. Cause you done let this dirty-handed ass Negro playing your stuff. Wash your damn hands.
Oh my God. So in studio with us, we got I can't even.
I'm sorry.
We got Verna from. Wait, I can't.
I'm sorry.
What is it? I know you're trying to be really.
It's Goddess Crystal Steen.
Yes, Goddess Crystal Steen, and we got Sex Coach Cain in the building with us. Hey. I know you.
I've seen you a few times.
Yes, we done some stuff together. So listen, we have been talking about this because it is some. I'm gonna call it aftercare, after you born care that we got to do with our vaginas. We can't just keep doing ourselves the way we've been doing it as women. And it's a lot of things that we don't know. It's a lot of things we got to unlearn. And it's okay to say, I don't like that, sir. Don't put that there. So, Verna, I'm gonna come to you first, and you can adjust the mic where it's comfortable. You can pull it up to you.
Okay.
Because you're so tall.
I know. Best things come in small
And
packages.
listen. I didn't have some. Ooh, okay. So anyway, so let's talk about, because we talk about the steam. What is a V steam? What is that process? What is that?
Well, a V steam is part of hydrotherapy, and it is the process of using herbs to give the vagina, the vaginal walls, the womb, all of your feminine reproductive organs a deep cleansing. It will help to balance the hormones. It helps to tighten the vaginal walls. It helps with fibroids, endometriosis, painful cramps, premenopause, postmenopause, just about anything that you can think of that has to do with women's feminine health and wellness is what a V steam will do. But in addition to that, it should be part of a monthly self-care regimen. And so what people don't know is that V steaming, they say that it's trendy, but it's really not. V steaming has been around for a long time. And it is a ritual that our ancestors used to do. You know, in every culture, there's a shaman, there's a medicine woman. Before there were pharmaceuticals, there were herbs. And so there would be somebody that would go out into the jungle or out into the woods and pick a certain amount of herbs for whatever ails us. And so what we're doing is we are looking now for more natural approaches to feminine health and wellness. And that's what V steam affords you. It's an opportunity to deep cleanse the vagina, but also it's an opportunity for us to cleanse any toxic relationships, any womb trauma, any energies that don't serve us. So when you come to Goddess Crystal Steam, you're not only getting a vaginal steam, but you're getting an opportunity to purge people, places, things, thoughts, habits, anything that no longer serves you. That's what you're doing with your time. So when you come to the spa, you're sitting there for a half an hour to 45 minutes, and what we do is we have a consultation.
Oh yeah,
and
I've had one. It was nice.
Mhm.
So you basically saying that you get to control or delete the coochie.
Yes, you do.
Okay, so we gonna reboot this boy.
You're gonna reboot it.
Okay.
And one thing I need to make a note of is that every relationship you've ever had with a man, particularly those that you've had unprotected sex with, you can hold that energy inside your body for up to 7 years. And so what you're doing when you're steaming is you're setting the intention that all of that energy from those toxic relationships, from relationships that haven't served you, you're setting the intention that you're getting rid of all of that. So it is
watch this Negro right out of my hair.
Yes.
So wait a minute.
Okay.
So wait a minute, Verna. Wait a minute. Wait. So I understand the process, but I don't think women are really aware of that, because we are womb men, and because we hold on to stuff, that you could be out of a relationship, gone down the road, and you still
Carrying that
have
energy.
aftershock from Clitoris
Yeah.
that you was
Not
with
Clitoris.
in 2016.
It's true.
But it's still, it's like an aftershock.
Yeah.
Like after an earthquake, you still get that whatever. And you don't know, and a lot of women don't know that it's because of that deposited trauma that he left with you.
It's true. It's true. And the thing about it is, energetically, we are connected to everyone energetically that we have a relationship with. And so 7 is the number of completion. And even though you may be out of the relationship, energetically and spiritually, you still could be connected to that person. And unless you are setting the intention and you are mindfully working on purging this energy or cutting this energetic cord that connects the two of you, that is why steaming is important. That's another benefit from it.
For me, when I had it with my homegirl, it was my best friend and our 2 other homegirls, and we were in there, and it was really weird. I was like, y'all, we real friends, because this you sitting here with no bottoms on this boy. Like it ended up being like a odd bonding experience. That's not like we have bonding, like everybody go to the little spa and we get our, whatever. But that was very, 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 like, I noticed our closeness as our friendship, like later on as we grow, you do get, because you like, you sitting in here bottomless with your
I'm
homegirls.
glad
Like
you.
it was real cool.
I'm
It was
glad you
really cool.
mentioned that. So at Goddess Crystal Steam, I don't do that.
Okay, the group
It's
setting.
just not
Right.
a best practice. And the reason that I don't do that is because I need you to dedicate this 30-minute
To yourself.
to yourself. I need
Okay.
you to be in there alone, being reflective, being
Okay.
mindful, setting the intentions. And you can't really do that if you got two girlfriends across the
Hey, we were
in-
chilling.
in the
Everybody
room
was
with
just
you.
real chill. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, this is
But
okay.
another reason that I don't do it is because as soon as the steam hits your lady bits, whatever's going on down there is then
In the air.
released into the air.
So I'm
And if you're
thankful that
smelling
me and
something,
my
you're
homegirls, we
ingesting
was
it.
cool.
That's
Yeah,
cool, yeah.
everybody hookup was all
That's-
right. Cause
yeah,
I ain't
that's-
nothing go left. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's cool.
That was it. It was, you know, like you said,
Yeah.
I understand. I agree with you. But everybody in there was a healthy
That's
being.
good. That's
and
good.
it
But
wasn't like, oh
imagine-
girl, no. Like
Yeah,
it wasn't.
imagine. I know, and that's the way that it's
We
offered.
wouldn't have
Some
bonded
places
then.
I just don't do
Right,
that.
right.
And like I said, I just really need, because a lot of times when women come see me, life is happening. They got kids, they got
Yeah.
relationships, they got, the daddy drama, and I just need for them to take that one opportunity. And it might not be another opportunity that they have to spend time with themselves like that until the next time they come again. And so the consultation that I give them is designed to bring up stuff
Okay.
that you need to release when you go in and put your time in.
Okay.
So
So
listen.
not knocking it.
No,
That's
I
just
get what
not-
you're
Yeah.
saying. Yeah.
So listen, y'all listen to Coco's Corner. I need y'all to like this and share this information. Like it and share it, especially the men. Men, listen. And I'm not gonna go hard on y'all, but the average man knows more about the average woman body. They do. They just know stuff, but they don't handle it properly. So Coach Cain, we got to talk for a minute, because let's talk about. Okay, so the new thing is, and listen, we gonna talk real grown. So the new thing is, and I keep hearing this, is the whole salad tossing. We used to call it salad tossing.
Oh,
we-
the
yeah, we-
groceries.
Yeah, getting your groceries ate.
Yeah.
So it's the people that say, yeah, I'm with it. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
people
I'm not.
be proud, like, yeah, I eat all the booty. Like,
Yes,
no,
I
sir,
know.
I don't.
Sir,
yeah,
No.
that's not a requirement in this grocery store. Yeah, it's not a-
So Coach, I
Sorry.
need you to talk about the conversation that women, it's okay for a woman to tell a man that she doesn't like something that doesn't turn her on. Why aren't women very vocal about that aspect? Because we still, I don't care what we may say, a lot of women still had a mindset of basically, I'm gonna lay here and let him do his business on me. And I hear a lot of women talking about, girl, it was so big. Yeah, listen, so is an airplane, but if you don't know how to fly it, you're gonna tear something up. So you got a man with a big ass sledgehammer and he just dropping it on you, and then you get up and you wonder why you pee crooked. Now you got to go get a steam because your stuff is hooked up and you peeing crooked because he did. So Coach, let's talk about why we not having the conversation about what we like. And why, if we tell a man what we like, they look at us, some of them, they look at us like we crazy.
That's insecurity. If a man looks at you like you're crazy because you like something, that's insecurity. A lot of times we don't voice what we want because we're worried about their feelings. We're worried about their ego. We're at our own expense. So what happens is that we're putting our pleasure on the back burner, and our pleasure is no longer our priority because we're worried about our partner being okay. I get questions all the time about how can I orgasm because my partner wants me to orgasm. I said, well, if you try to force this orgasm,
It's not gonna work.
it's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. But there's some ego attached to that. And we have challenges expressing what we want. Communication is lubrication. You need to talk.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Okay.
Wait a minute, hold
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
on. Communication is lubrication. Did y'all hear that? Communication is lubrication.
Yes.
All right.
You need to.
I like that.
Yes. You need to use your words.
Mm-hmm.
I said all the time, I mentioned to Coco on the
Yes.
phone, I said, we use our mouth for all kinds of stuff. You can use your mouth to lick and put it there and do it there, but we can't say move to the left, move to the right, yes, no, maybe.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So why?
So-
What? So what? Why is that? Because it's I can't say me because I'm vocal. I be like, get up.
Yeah, you gotta go.
This a waste of time.
Yeah, stop.
Listen, I got some chicken I fried in the air fryer. You want me to heat that up for you? This ain't this ain't working right now. Listen, you ain't gotta explain. It's okay. I know it ain't never happened to you. I get that.
Whiskey peen.
This the
The
first
whiskey
time.
peen.
But we ain't gonna put this. You know what? Just put your drawers on. We gonna go sit on the couch and watch episodes of Good Time. I ain't gonna, cause I'm one of those women. If it don't start happening right,
Mhm.
I'm gonna relieve you from that pressure because you so awkward and uncomfortable, and you sitting there talking to her like this ain't never happened, and they tell me, and they be doing it like
Or
this.
no, they taking it and they doing like this.
Don't
to you.
paintbrush.
They
Don't
doing
paintbrush.
they
I call that paintbrush.
You done did that for about 4 minutes. It's not gonna get hard, bro. I'm gonna need you to stop because now you annoying me. Really, yeah. It's been. Don't rub that thing up against me.
But that goes back to using our words
Mhm.
because
Okay.
there's this assumption that everyone's mind readers.
Mhm.
Sex is an art. It's something that we learn.
Amen.
You don't come out knowing you don't come out knowing you're supposed to do this, and do that. You can be wonderful with this partner. But when
Right.
you switch partners,
Right.
you a
right.
mess.
And
It
you
doesn't
can't.
work.
And a lot of people also try to do the same things they did with somebody previously with you. Like, hey man, Leah, ask me what I like. Let's talk about what we like
Yes.
beforehand. You know what I'm saying? And then don't do what you did elsewhere. Don't do what you did elsewhere if I told you not, you know what I'm saying? That's not what I like. It's like some people have a hard time listening, like really listening.
Because they instead of hearing it as something as constructive for us to have pleasure together, they look at it as an attack.
Yeah.
Or
only
they
against
look at
them.
it as that
Mhm.
you're saying that they're not good at sex.
Mhm.
But it has
Yeah, you are.
absolutely
You're trash
nothing
right now.
it has nothing to do with
Flat
that.
out.
But a lot of times we don't know what we like. We
Mhm.
like what someone does to us and we say, I like that.
Yeah, like, oh, that's cool.
That's
Yeah,
good.
that felt all
But
right.
we can't show. You have to teach. You have to do show and tell. Anytime you get a new partner, I recommend playing Explorer and
Mhm.
show and tell.
Okay.
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 And show and tell is where you take your partner and you rub them how you like to be rubbed. Say, I like this sensation. I want you
Okay,
to
wait
use
a
this
minute.
pressure.
Hold on, coach.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Okay, wait. All right. I like the pressure from your mouth to be like this.
Yes.
And not like that.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
And I think another thing is women need to take their power back. The thing that I love about Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion is that they don't apologize for being powerful.
Mhm.
That's your vagina.
Mhm.
That's your body. If you feel like doing it, doing it. If you don't, say, I don't feel like
Yeah,
that
like, no,
right
I'm
now. I
straight.
don't
Mhm.
want
Right.
that right now. I don't
Right.
like the way that feels.
Right.
And a lot of
Mm.
times we give our power as women away. We need to take it back. We need to take it back in the boardroom and we need to take it back in the bedroom.
Mhm.
Absolutely. But the question is, do you know what it is? I often say, what do you like?
Mm-hmm.
I ask that question. They can give me the basics, but they don't really know. Most women don't know what they like.
Mhm.
And so you may know that you like this, but how about expanding your pleasure potential?
Mhm.
What else do you like?
I like that pleasure potential.
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
you know, some women they don't really are truthful with their homegirls. Like we're still coming out of that generation where they're scared to talk about sex with their homegirls. You know, real honest
Yes.
conversations, or just even doing the research. Like they're scared to watch a porno. Like, oh, porno dirty's gonna burn in hell. I'm gonna melt. I'm gonna like, no, watch a little flicky flick. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I watch it for about 2 minutes and be like, and then I go to bed. I don't need to like sit up there and like, oh yeah, I'm about to watch this whole thing, like not like a creep, but you know, like just watch different things, and then you start to see like, oh, that looks interesting. Like you have to expose yourself if you really want to be pleasure, because I feel like, if you're walking, like a lot of people are so uptight because they never really, when you tap into your sensual side, you be good.
But
It's our
that's
upbringing.
yeah,
but
it's our
that's
upbringing.
the part for a lot of women to have that honest conversation about what they like. So I I think that women should really know, like like the coach said, touching yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if I know what areas I'm not comfortable touching,
Mm-hmm.
then I could tell you, hey, if you do this, you need to do this here, and you need to do that or whatever. Or if you giving me oral pleasure and I put my hand down there, don't move my hand. I'm trying to intensify the process for me.
Who moving your hand, man?
You move. Listen,
Don't touch, nigga.
listen,
I'll ball my
but
fist up
listen,
and bust you in the top of
but
your
listen,
head. You
but
move
listen.
my hand.
But
Ain't
there
nothing
are
wrong with you.
men. They feel if they giving you oral pleasure and you put your hand down there, they gonna move your hand. No. I'm making this better for me. I understand you think you got the magic tongue or whatever your case may be, but this is helping and making it more intense for me. So if I'm at 50% moisture and I add my hand and this 75%, we good money.
Yeah.
But you moving my hand, now I'm like,
No,
why you move my hand?
I'm gonna slap your ear then. Get your ass. Stop playing
But
with
that
me.
could be
I
his
know.
interpretation. That could be
Yeah,
his interpretation
yeah.
because
Yeah.
if you haven't communicated that this is
That's
part
there we
Yeah.
go.
of what extends my pleasure, he
Mhm.
may think that you're running, and so he's moving your hand to extend the pleasure.
Yes.
So it's really about interpretation. That goes back to how we communicate.
And you know what? I had not communicated that to him. That's how I liked.
And there it is.
That's what it is.
And there it
But you
is.
know, no, this is the
Oh,
funny
God.
part. But
I
it's not
can't.
funny, and I'm so glad that you all decided and I reached out to y'all. Y'all said yes, we coming in, especially as a team, because it's amazing because we don't talk about that. We don't talk about pleasure. We don't talk about what we like. We don't talk about, hey, go in that top drawer. That got all the equipment in. Oh, what you got that for? I got that because that's what I like.
Yes.
Now, if you're not comfortable using the power drill and the jackhammer 88 or whatever,
Yeah, that's a lot.
but if you're not comfortable using that, to say, hey, I'm not comfortable, then we can sit on the side of the bed and have a conversation because we're not having conversations. And then I am going through menopause.
Mhm.
So I have points where I'm moist for no reason. Absolutely no reason. Oh, I'm eating some chicken. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Ooh, what did took me there? So as I get older, I'm much more in tune with my body.
Mhm.
I'm much more in tune with what I like. I'm much more in tune with the smell, the texture. I look at it all the time. I'll be like, oh, okay.
Yes.
I got the mirror and I got my leg up and I'm looking. I'm
It's
like,
a lot of women are scared to utilize, like to look at their own vaginas and stuff.
It's
Yes.
so
Yeah.
true. Let me tell
Yeah.
you, I ask a question usually when I'm teaching a workshop, and I'll ask women, what's the difference between the vagina and the vulva?
Oh man, I know you're gonna get all. I teach anatomy and phys, and a lot of women be like, "Yeah, you pee out that thing." It says,
Yeah.
A
No.
lot
but
of
they
us
haven't looked.
They
Yeah.
have well, they don't know because
Yeah.
we also it's our language that we grew up with, what our parents have told
Yes.
us.
Right,
You know, because
right.
they've indirectly or directly have kind of shamed us. They don't name it, call it
Right,
what it is.
right,
Yeah.
right.
And so for the longest time, I thought the vagina was when I looked down that's the vagina.
Right,
And it's
right,
not.
right.
That's the vulva.
Right.
Vulva is everything that you see.
Right.
The vagina is what we receive a penis is, where the
mhm.
baby comes out
Right.
and where we menstruate from.
Right.
But we don't know that as women. And I've had a woman as old as 38 years old ask me what a clitoris is.
Well, you know, the
We
old folks
don't
talk about,
know.
you know, it's that spurt tongue. I say, I
Yes.
hate that word. I so hate that
I remember that.
That is the most disgusting word
It
ever.
is.
word. Or they say that pearl
I hate,
tongue.
I
I'm like,
hate it. I have always from the beginning thought that was a disgusting word.
But
It's
that's what
so gross.
that's what the older women, that's what they called it.
And then the men come back like, yeah, I'm gonna touch that spirit.
Oh,
tongue."
yes.
I'm like,
Oh
sir,
my
first of all, let me-
Sir, I'm not that age group. I'm not I was not in the recession or whatever you that grew up in, sir, getting the free commodities. I wasn't there. Don't do that to me.
but
This
they
is clitoris,
they
sir.
honestly they don't know.
Mhm.
When I did I directed the Vagina Monologues. I've done
remember
it for the
that.
last 10 or 12 years, yes. And I directed maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, maybe. And I told the women, because it was some women in my group that was really uptight.
Mhm.
And I said, listen, I said, at next rehearsal, this is what I want y'all to do. Between today and next week, I want y'all to go home and get that big beauty supply mirror. And I want you to put one leg up on the tub and hold that mirror in your hand and look at your vagina. They was like, I actually heard
Yeah,
this.
Yeah.
It was about 20-some women in the room, and I heard, I'm like, what is
Yes.
your Gucci?
Yes.
Right.
And this is the thing.
Yes.
I'm talking about the color wiped out their
Yeah.
face and everything. They was like, Coco, I said, if you gonna say all of this during the vagina monologue and we doing it, we know why we here, and you don't know what these parts look like, I need you to go and look at it. Take your hands and open up the petals of the flower and actually look at it. They
Well,
was like,
Not only look at it, but you need to have a relationship with her.
Yes.
talk, touch it.
Yes.
You need y'all need to be friends because a lot of times you on one page and your vagina's on another.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
will let you know. She'll cough, she'll sneeze, she'll wheeze, she'll leak when you've done something to her
It
or
made her
let
mad.
somebody get caught up with
Yeah.
her that she
Yeah.
doesn't like.
Yeah.
It's like she has a conscience. So first of all, have a relationship with
Yes.
her, and you and your vagina need to get on the same page.
Right.
Yeah,
Because a
right.
lot of times y'all not on the same page.
listen,
That makes sense.
and I had to learn that. I had to learn that because I hate panties. Let me just say this: during the pandemic, I told people if I got to be somewhere and wear bra, panties, and a mask, I'm not coming.
Mm-hmm.
I wear panties like today is a panty day because I got this dress on, this kind of see-through-ish. But for the most part, I don't wear panties. So when you tell women that you don't wear panties, they start looking at you like they want to banish you to the basement of the underwear hell because you ain't got no panties on. So, and people say, well, how do you do that? I say, I drink enough water. I take care of myself. I'm in tune with my body. I know when I need to put some panties on and all of that, but I just don't. Women are they shaken by that concept. We is messed up.
About everything. It's about if you don't have panties on, if you have hair.
Yeah, that
Pubic
that
hair.
Cut the air up a
pubic
little,
hair
fellas.
is really I don't understand the fixation. Like, oh my God, you got his hairs on there. Like, yeah, that's where it grow.
That-
Or underarm hair. They, she got underarm hair. Like, guys, that it comes out. That's a natural thing, just like it comes out your head. It's supposed to be there for a reason. Now, if you got on a like, if I'm wearing like if I'm going to a vacation or I have on a swimsuit, of course I'm gonna trim the little, the ones, get the ones done on the outside.
But it's a personal choice.
Yeah,
It's your choice.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if a lady want to be froggy and she got it all twisted down and falling on the side, it look to me, it's like, ooh, okay, it's aggressive, but that's her choice. Not everybody needed to be bald head, because I do think if we're grown and then we're having, you with a man or whatever your sexual partner and they want it bald, I think that's kind of weird. And I don't like to make people feel like
Yes.
they're a creep or nothing like that, because some people just don't like the sight of hair. But you have to ask yourself, why you have been told that pubic hair is nasty, this and that. It's a protective barrier.
It
Thank
absolutely
you.
is.
It
And it
keeps
keeps
you
you
from
cooler.
it
Yes.
keeps
Right,
you from
it's-
Now wait,
getting-
hold on. You said it keeps you cool.
Mhm.
So I'm pro hair. I got hair under my arms. I got hair down there. I got hair everywhere. I got hair from the window to the wall. I've had some men that be like, "You ain't gonna cut that." I tried a few times, and my vagina was like,
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah,
That's me.
like
Right,
simple.
uh-uh.
And my underarm, I damn near punctured the artery trying to shade the hair under my
Yeah.
arm. I tried 4 times. And one time I was dating this guy, and I'm being totally transparent, and I had smoked a lot of weed. I don't know what made me say, hey, smoke the weed, then try to shave under your arms. Had smoked a lot of weed. I was real high, and we was like 2 ghetto doctors. He had the wrong kind of scissors, the pointy end scissors, under my arm, and he was cutting, and I'm holding my arm up, and he was cutting, and he accidentally stuck me, and the blood just started squirting out. So now I got a whole situation. I'm high, I'm pig squirt bleeding, and I'm trying to figure out, I can't go to the hospital because how I'm explaining to them that this blood. So I got a whole ice pack, and I got a gauze, and I'm walking around like a wounded puppy, and it was sore. I went to the doctor. That happened over the weekend. I went to the doctor. And he was like, what did you do? And me and my doctor, cool. I told him what I did. He said, next time, don't be high when you try to trim the hair from
Yeah.
under your arm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I haven't. I've tried 4 times. One time it bubbled up. It was crazy. I've tried 4 times. I'm not shaving the hair under my arm.
But I
no.
want to
I'm
say
not
this.
waxing.
I want to say the effect that it has on a man when you don't shave.
Mhm.
All right, when you don't shave, he's getting, and he tastes you.
Mhm.
He's getting the pure essence of you.
Ooh,
And the
wait a
Egyptian
minute.
It's
pharaohs
carnal. Yeah.
believed they would have their concubines shaved because they felt like to ingest the pure essence of a woman that was completely shaved gave them power. And some men might start, getting a little bit attached.
Okay.
Oh.
So if you do like to completely shave, you may want to just be mindful of who you allow taste you.
But
Okay.
So
even
basically,
not-
you're
you
gonna
can
dry
still
this Negro nuts.
you can still
Okay,
get the
okay.
amrita. You can still get the amrita whether you have hair or not.
Okay.
And then it's that the pheromone that traps inside of the hair.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because what I found, like hair, I often tell women, I said, listen, it's your choice. If you want hair, that's fine. If you don't want
Right,
hair, that's
right.
fine too. I choose not to shave because my vulva hates it.
Mm.
Yeah.
That
Oh, it can
rubbing
be itchy.
against,
Yeah,
it
it's
just
itchy.
doesn't.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't work well.
Yeah.
And then I
And you
smell
open your
better
other
with
self up
hair.
to diseases.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it is a myth
And
that
I
you
and I
smell
sweat
with
less.
hair.
Right.
I
So
sweat less with
what?
hair.
So I'm okay. So now that we're talking about that, because when I low trimmed it, it does change the way I smell.
Yes.
I set up and
Mhm.
I don't want to get graphic, but and I was like literally it was long enough where I could like hold it like it was a ponytail, like it was Fu
Yeah.
Manchu. I was holding it and
Yeah.
like cut.
Yeah.
Now it was kind of awkward.
So you had the 70s wispy coochie, the
Listen,
wispy porn coochie.
I had the
Okay.
baby mohawk.
Okay. All right. You had that 70s, 1970s, late 80s, early 80s wispy
Yes,
coochie, the
yes.
porno coochie.
Yes,
Yeah.
I had that.
It had a little
And-
goatee.
Yeah,
but it changed.
yeah.
It changed the way it
It
smelled.
did. It does.
It smells better when I have hair on.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I think because that's its natural state to have hair on it and you
Mhm.
don't worry about it. I think when you trim your hair, your body like, what you do that for?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it be
becomes
angry.
Itchy.
Mhm.
It does. It does.
It's what is that about that it smell different when you cut the hair?
And some people have a different experience. Some say that it smells much better
Mhm.
when it's cut. So to me, it's such a highly individualized
Yeah.
thing.
I think that's just immature to start acting like ew hair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you kind of you need to grow and understand hair is a natural process. That is how we're designed. You don't need to act up if somebody has it. It's no big deal. Just calm down.
But you have to
Everybody
grow.
has their preferences.
You
but
have
just
to
calm
grow
down.
to that point. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the bed with a man and look over and I'm like, is them plums? Them supposed to be coconuts. Why is you skint like that? What did you use? What kind of exfoliant, hair removal?
I like a little manscaping, but it is jarring when he's totally smooth. I'm like,
Listen.
oh, you went and spread somewhere and had them do this to you. You had your legs open like a peacock.
Listen,
That made me like, nothing suspect. I don't think he's suspect. It just a little too much for me personally.
Well,
when
some
it's
do it to
naked.
make their penis look larger as
Listen,
well.
Yeah.
so I
Is
do,
that
Coach.
what
I
that
do a
is?
whole
Yeah.
joke
Yes.
about
Yeah.
Yes.
when you only cut your grass to make your tree look bigger.
Yeah,
You cut your grass to make your
I
tree
didn't
look
know
taller.
that.
Yes.
they do.
I'm gonna have to pay attention.
It look like a naked chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But think about it. If you got a tree in your yard and you cut the grass around it, it seems like the tree look taller.
Yeah.
So when a man cut the hair around his penis or whatever, it make it look bigger. And the way they hold it is like, I'm like, if you don't put that, why you?
I'd like it a little trimmed down, you know what I'm saying? But they don't have to go naked. That's,
No,
that's too much for me.
Just manicure.
Yeah, just
Just a little
Yeah.
shape
Yes.
up.
Mhm.
Little-
So I
little
won't be
line
like,
up. Yeah.
Yeah, that is the all day the next day. Something in your throat.
I'm still like, oh. Tastes like magic shade.
You- Yeah, that's a little too much. For me.
Oh, my
So I want y'all to like and share this Coco's Corner because we need to know we in the summer, we coming out of pandemic, and we just really need to know as women that our vagina is so amazing and nobody ever told us how amazing. Do you understand that you are capable of bringing a life and a soul into this universe? Even if it doesn't come from you, you are capable of nurturing and pouring into the soul. The abilities that you have as a woman are so vast and incredible that we need to not marginalize who we are and what we're capable of doing.
Mhm.
So it brings us to my next question, because we talk about the V steam, and I need y'all to go on our page and check out the V steam. Go on my Instagram page and check us out, and check Coach Cain out, and check Verna out, because we need the steam. So Verna, me and you had this conversation all the time. Some of the benefits of steaming, because some of the people that come see you may be dealing with some other situations, and it's part of their health regimen. Now I want to tell y'all, before you go, when you go in, they do a whole consultation. You just ain't gonna walk in and no, they're gonna
Plop
ask you.
down on the pot.
No, they're gonna ask you all kind of health questions,
Right,
what kind of
They do.
medication you
It is.
take.
It's
Right.
like going to the doctor.
Right.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
it's a whole thorough process. So whoever been giving you that misinformation, like you just go in there and sit on a neti pot, no, that's not how it
Di-
goes.
not the
Well,
neti pot.
It
it
is-
depends on where you go.
Mhm.
Right,
Yes.
right. So
Okay.
I'm talking
Let's
about
be
with you.
clear.
When we go to you, it's a whole process
Mhm.
from start to finish. It's an
Mhm.
experience, it's a process, and it's needed, because some of the people that you deal with come for health reasons to get
They
the
do.
steaming.
They do. So I have over 1,000 clients since we started in 2017, and a large percentage of them have fibroids.
Mm.
So as someone who studies alternative medicine, what I've learned is that every physical ailment starts with something emotional. A lot of people don't realize your emotions are like your immune system.
Mhm.
All
Mhm.
right. Fibroids or anything that's going on below the waist are usually the manifestation of being hurt by a man.
Mm.
And one of the reasons that my intake forms ask so many questions is because if it's diabetes, I know what the emotional cause. If it's fibroids, if it's endometriosis, no matter what it is, that gives me information into your emotional state. So that when you're sitting down for your half an hour of self-care, we can talk about, okay, you got fibroids, you've had them for 5 years. 5 years ago, who hurt you? Or 7 years ago, who hurt you? Deal with the hurt
Mhm.
as you're sitting there. Forgive him, forgive you. Release that energy that you've been holding on to that has manifested into something. Fibroids, endometriosis,
Bacterial vaginosis,
PCOS,
yes.
and BV. BV is another popular one. Coco, you and I had that conversation
So
about
tell-
BV.
So tell people what bacterial vaginosis is, because it's, listen, this is the stuff, like I said, there are so many things about your body as women that you have to unlearn and learn. It will fill office. So tell people what bacterial vaginosis
So,
is.
also known as
BV.
BV.
Yep.
It is when your pH is thrown out
Mhm.
and it causes a discharge, and the discharge has an odor.
Mhm.
What happens once you've been diagnosed with BV is you'll go to your gynecologist and they'll usually give you an antibiotic. So now you've got the discharge, and most of the time the antibiotics will cause yeast.
Yep.
And now
Now
you've
you got a
got the
yeast infection.
discharge, and you've got,
Yeast.
and so what's happening is most women are looking for an alternative measure other than the antibiotics that the doctor's prescribing to treat the BV. So let me say this, I am not a doctor. Do not use V steaming as a replacement for anything that you need to be going. If you got fibroids, go to the doctor and let them take care of it. However, V steaming is a supplement to feminine care. So with the BV, after dealing with so many women and asking them, okay, what are you doing? What do you think that you're doing that's throwing off your body's pH? Are you having unprotected sex? Are you smoking a lot of marijuana? What's your diet like? So and I'm not a doctor.
What's the
but
common denominator for
the common denominator is a woman that has sex with a man that smokes a lot of weed, or she herself smokes a lot of marijuana. We're starting to think that there's something in strands of marijuana that's throwing the body's pH off.
Well, first of all, they're talking about, I don't partake, but I do, pay attention to what's going on.
Yes.
They're saying that a lot of these new weeds that people are growing or getting at these stores, at these dispensaries, have mold in them. So
Interesting.
they're not getting them from reputable sources. Even Trick, he's heavily into herbal medicine or whatever and weed, and he was talking about that. Like, get them from your local grower. So a lot
Right.
of these people are going to these people who are just growing anything, and they're having mold spores and things like that. And you smoking something that has a mold spore, you're
Wow.
going to throw
Wow.
your body off.
Yes.
And then let's talk about, okay, you having somebody who does smoke marijuana
Drink a
or
lot of liquor.
like the guy or the the female drinks a lot takes a lot of marijuana. Their diet normally is poor. So this is you dating somebody who eat Coney Island for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, chili cheese fries, queens or kings. Okay, so their pH is tore up, and they're entering your body, right? And and you're wondering like, dang, why my coochie always sick? Why I gotta use this, that, and the third, or I gotta put this in here, or I put this spray on there, because you are not at the end of the day, it's about your diet. It's what you put into your body. So if you're not drinking the right amount of water, your pee not clear or as clear as it can be, and you're not eating any vegetables, your coochie gonna be sick.
And it's not just what you take in terms of food. What are you taking in emotionally?
Yeah.
What are you taking in spiritually? What are you taking in? What are you listening to? All those things manifest itself. Your body has an alarm system. And when something is going wrong, it'll make a ding, ding. It's like a car. When you get in your car, you don't put the seatbelt on. It starts with ding, ding, ding. And the more you drive to go ding, ding, ding. So you get so tired of hearing the ding, ding, ding that you put the seatbelt on. The body does the same exact things. When I was sexually active and had sex, I had a particular type of condom that worked for me.
Yeah. I had to find crowns because they were better. Like the magnums make you all itchy afterwards, but like crowns were a lot better.
So guys would be like, "Oh, you got your who else you sleeping with, sir? Listen, let me explain something to you.
It ain't gonna be you. You keep talking crazy.
I
said, put this boy up.
I say you finna go inside of me. I found that this condom works best in terms of matching my pH and all that stuff like that. So when you leave, I ain't gotta be scratching with a Swifter or nothing like that.
Or I gotta put a cold rag on my coochie
All
while I'm
that.
sitting on the
So,
toilet. Yeah.
I mean, you would have to be in tune to that. And when you don't, it manifests itself in you get BV. And there are other things, but the marijuana, the liquor, multiple partners, and ladies, listen.
Sperm. Or semen.
Yeah.
Sperm.
Semen.
So So
Saliva.
yeah. So listen.
Okay.
So any fluid, ladies, the semen, if his body not healthy or her body not healthy, whoever you sleeping with body not healthy, whatever fluid exchange it is, it's gonna show itself up. So if his diet is compromised and what he dealing with in his life and his world ain't right, and he come and we a vessel, he deposit in us. If he give us that mouth treat, it's cool. But hey, check them. And I ain't saying it like he an animal or nothing, but look inside that mouth.
Child, cavities everywhere trying to touch on your stuff.
Listen, we got to look at the people that we sleeping with. And you don't have to be brash and abrasive. You can make it interesting, coach, and make it like, hey. Ooh.
If you care about your health, if you don't give a damn about your coochie or your stuff, then do what you do.
But you have to
But I like to ask, like, do you go to the dentist? You went to the dentist this year? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to know about your oral care. Like, oral care is just as important.
But women have
water?
been taught that it's certain things that you don't ask a man because you offend him. I know, but listen, we've been told that. Coach, we've been told. Don't ask him that because you're going to hurt his feelings.
We've been brought up with we need some reprogramming. It's no doubt.
Yes.
We definitely need to reframe some of the things that we're doing. But I think a lot of times we just don't know. Just like the saliva. people are real quick to say, I'm not going to have sex with them, but they can eat me, they can suck me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still the same.
It's
Gonna get
let's talk about that. The saliva.
Some
We're
more.
talking gonorrhea, syphilis. We're talking about all
Yep.
kinds of STIs that can be transmitted that way. Same thing when we're talking about semen. The person can be healthy, but you could be allergic to someone. I was allergic to my
Yes.
husband's semen.
Oh wow.
For years, the protein in the semen,
Yep.
you can have a
Yep.
reaction to it and you don't know what's going on with your body,
Wow.
but you're allergic to the semen. So
Yep.
there's so many things that go on with our bodies. A lot of things that women don't know, I just recently taught about is smegma. You know, smegma?
Mhm.
Smegma, a lot of times they associated that with an uncircumcised man.
Okay.
That's not necessarily the case. We, as female body individuals, need to lift our clitoral hood up
Right.
and take a cotton swab and wipe underneath our clitoris. Now, how many people were taught to clean their clitoris? But
Damn.
we need to clean our clitoris because if that smegma calcifies, your clitoral hood can attach to your clit and then impact your orgasm. Okay?
Wait a minute, hold on.
So-
wait a
so-
minute, hold on.
wait.
Dude,
Oh, I got
wait.
it. Just-
Come
So
on,
now
Coach and Verna.
you-
Come on now.
So your hood and your clit, right? And then you done got all this calculus, basically, it's hard material. So your junk fused together.
Yes.
So you wonder why you can't come.
Or you have a
Because
smell.
okay, because you out here with your hood attached.
But you
Wow.
don't know
Who-
because that's not an area that we naturally check out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or
you
just taught about.
you
honestly.
you wipe and you wash,
Yeah.
but you don't move the parts around that you wiping and washing.
A lot of
In the
people, when
shower,
I
I
say
do be
this,
playing in
well,
there.
when I say this, I said, okay, just take a cotton swab, wet the cotton swab, and just wipe around your clit, okay? And just under that hood, the clitoral hood. And I get the strangest looks like, are you serious? I said, yes.
Yeah.
This is something that we have
Wow.
to do as individuals. And you may see a little bit on there, and that is smegma. And sometimes we as women, we may not know we're clean, we're washing ourselves all the time, but we don't recognize, well, where's that little smell coming from? It's coming from that smegma on your clit. So clean that up. But
Damn.
like I said, if you don't tend to that,
Mhm.
it will calcify.
Okay.
You know, and you don't want it to calcify.
Long term
It
effects.
takes well, you can continue to try to wash it.
Mm.
You could put it and massage it with a bit of vitamin E oil. If it continues to be fused, you have to see a medical professional to help you with that. But that's not something that we
Wow.
talk about.
No.
A lot of people have never heard of this.
That is wow.
But
The body is amazing.
Yeah, but we don't have these kind of conversations. We don't look at ourselves. We just getting to the point. And so here's the part for me. Being a woman in her late 50s, the amount of women that when you have a conversation with them, and I am dealing with fibroid issues myself. When you have the conversation with women and they talk about it, it is still very archaic and primitive. And I've heard men say, "Oh yeah, you know, because if a woman get a hysterectomy, I could tell."
Oh my
Sir,
God.
Yeah, that's
sir.
the dumbest. Yeah.
Verna almost fell out. Don't fall.
Yeah.
The look on your face.
Yeah.
You don't stop.
So I'm glad that you brought that up because I even have women that'll call me and say, I've had a hysterectomy. You know, should I get a V-steam? Do you have a vagina that
Right.
you still
Still
use?
work.
That
Yeah,
that still
it still
works.
work.
Of course you should. Not only that, but here's the thing. Even after having a hysterectomy, the energy and the signature of the vagina, of the womb is still there. It's
Mhm.
going to always be there. Just because they took it and physically removed it, it's just like the man that gets his leg cut off, but he still feels it.
Yes.
You
yes.
still have a womb. It's still there. It might have just had a little bit of
Alteration.
alteration,
Mhm,
but it's
mhm.
still there. It's still
Mhm.
fully functional. It still works, and you're still holding energy there.
See, I know that's the part that women need to talk about because they don't have a conversation and then they be like, well, I know I need to, but my husband say, or they say, listen, let me say this. They not gonna know because first of all, in order for him to know, he got to go up in you and dilate
So
your
far,
cervix.
He ain't even that long enough to be up in there. Half these cats,
In
like
his mind, it is.
95% of these cats ain't even got a thing long
And listen,
enough to go there.
I don't want no big ass a lumberjack thing.
Nah.
I remember at one point in my life, I'm like, girl, if it ain't big, it can't. I have had mod,
Yes.
hook up,
Yes.
knock loose.
Sometimes less is more, right?
Baby,
How about
come
that?
on, come on.
You can sit
Listen,
on it. You can ride it.
you can do
suck
all
it,
kind
you
of
can-
stuff.
All
I mean,
kinds
you
of
can
tricks
just-
with
Because
it.
when
Yes,
you got
can.
that airplane and it's time to come in for a landing and you just scoot it all the way up, your back is up the headboard of the bed. You
Yeah.
like a cat. You up on it because it's so close. You like, wait, hold on. Wait, scoot back. Ooh. You breathing through your mouth and your nose. And you just lay there with a cold towel on it. You didn't listen. You reaching on the floor for anything wet. You got an old Pepsi, and you just holding the bottle on it. Anything. You want to put some Orgel or something on it to numb that pain.
That's not fun.
That's what sex is supposed to be pleasurable,
It is.
And sometimes a big penis isn't it, or you need to learn how to control that big penis.
Yeah.
You can narrow your shaft. Narrow the vaginal canal so they can't go all the way in. There's all kinds of tricks you can do with the penis size.
But see, they don't.
And use lubrication. A lot
Oh
of
my
people
God,
do
yes.
not use lubrication
Yes.
and tear their stuff
Yes.
up. Like, just get you some water-based lubricant so it can help
They-
you.
and
Why
they-
y'all just, the coochie get wet enough? Like, after a certain age, it doesn't. It doesn't matter how much stimulus we have. We need some sort of, and
We
it helps the
don't-
friction.
And there's
We-
only so much lubrication we
Yeah,
have. If
yeah.
you're going for an extended period of time, you're going to run out of lubrication.
Exactly. So put that water-based lubricant on there. Damn.
We
Y'all
don't
be making everything or something.
But we have to have these conversations.
Yes.
So, back in the day when you grew up, the women sat in the kitchen and had the conversation, and it was always that one auntie that knew a little more than
Than the rest.
everybody else.
Mhm.
And
But she was looked at weird. Like, how you know that?
is-
like
is-
she was nasty.
is
or
Bernadine
something.
coming over
Yeah.
here? She's self-hoish,
Yeah.
girl. But Bernadine knew all the conversations we having now. Auntie Bernadine was steaming back then. She had looked at herself. She knew what she
lasted
liked.
longer.
And she in the kitchen and she coming there, skin all clear, she boo boo boo. And they be like, look at her with her fast ass. Because she would say, girl, if it do that, I don't want it. But we looked at her some kind of way because she knew and she was more in tune to her body. And the other women that was uptight didn't know.
Yeah.
Or the woman
and
that
they usually died of cervical cancer. Like, let's be clear here. How many women think about our aunts and moms and great aunts and stuff like that had cervical cancer because they wouldn't get there. They were too scared to really talk about their vaginal health.
or they had fibroids for an extended period of time.
Yeah,
Until
bold periods,
their
all kind of
hemoglobin
stuff.
dropped to 2 and they almost passed out and had to go in for emergency surgery. So we need to have the conversation is about sex and all of those things, but it's really related to basic women's health. And all of those things and conversations that you need to have with your daughters, with yourself, with whoever you sleeping with, whoever you dealing with, whatever you doing. It needs to be a conversation had. We do. We just need to have this conversation, and we need to not be uptight, and our booty cheeks not to get uptight. You need to go find out what's going on with your body, because like I said, your body talks to you. Your body will tell you, ding, 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 and then the longer you go without that seatbelt on,
That
it
mother
makes
get
that
louder.
sound, and it gets louder and
The
louder.
red light come on.
And all that. And I want to say this for the women my
Ding,
age.
turn the air on. It's hot as hell in here.
Maybe because we talk about
My
vaginas and we all got one. So women my age, I'm finding this, and because I come in contact with this community, women my age, a lot of these women my age are having STIs and they are tested HIV positive. And here is the thing. So when you had this conversation with women my age, and it's kind of scary. A lot of women my age have been married for a long period of time, and now they divorced. They've gone through the change of life. So, and they'll say, well, girl, I ain't got to worry about getting pregnant. And
It's more to it than that. Sis.
but
yeah,
they,
that's that old
it's
school
how
mentality.
they think. They
Yeah,
still
yeah.
their only concern is they worried about getting
Yeah.
pregnant.
And then let's be clear, we are only 20 years or so out from living in households that are overly religious, overly strict, right? So women are like told, oh, don't say, you don't, your pleasure, you don't have sex till you get married. Nothing about us is told that sex is pleasurable.
Stigma.
Right.
Yep,
It's
that's
just
Yeah.
so much stigma.
sex is create a baby. Now it does. Like sex is designed to create a baby. Pleasure is a byproduct. We have to be clear of that, right? It is a byproduct. So like when y'all act like y'all can't get
Sometime.
pregnant, like I just had sex with her one time, like that's
Oh,
all
my
it
goodness.
takes, fool.
Or the
We-
guy that say, I only put the head in. Listen,
Remember we had Coco.
I know we gon' I want to address this because
Okay.
I want the women my age to
Woo!
understand. Listen, it is more to it than getting pregnant.
Right.
You
Right.
may be 58. I'm 58, and there's more to it than actually getting pregnant. But you got to protect yourself.
Mhm.
And I had a conversation with one of my friends, and she was like, "Oh, I'm not. Listen, if he don't bring condoms, I'm not. Girl, listen." I said, "Let me
Yeah,
tell
the
you something.
fear. Yep. the
Take
fear.
take responsibility
You bring
for
your own.
yourself.
Yeah, that's
Go
your body.
go
Mm-hmm.
get
Bring your
condoms,
own.
or go somewhere where they passing out condoms, or your OBGYN or whatever will give you condoms."
Girl, mail order them. Get you some in the Amazon box.
I
When
said-
it come to the
I
house, don't
said-
nobody know what that is.
I said, what if
it
you
can be
show
a
up?
wig.
I know.
It can be a toothbrush. Put the condoms in the box. Put it in your box where ain't nobody gonna know. Damn.
Listen, but you have to. Everybody is not sexually free. When
Yeah.
she said that, I said, "Well, what if he brings something over and they dry rot it? Or what if he
Mhm.
want
And
to
then
try
they
to
pop,
get you
right,
pregnant
your goo-
and he didn't put a hole in it?" I said, "Listen, you got to take responsibility for your body. You
Mhm.
got to protect yourself and the numbers are increasing in senior citizen buildings and senior citizen communities
Yep.
because you got Mr. Earl who's sleeping with a woman on the 8th floor,
Yes.
Yep.
the 10th floor,
Yep.
and the 12th
Cause
floor.
he the
True.
only one that's virile in the community.
And the young girl he met at the
Yeah.
grocery store.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
church.
Yeah.
So he done met this young girl at the grocery
He's
store,
still out there tricking.
and she
Mhm.
doing some of everything, and
Mhm.
she with somebody. She not using no protection, and she with a guy, and he doing whatever he want. And then you go with Mr. Earl on the 1st of the month, from the 1st to the 7th, and you sleep with him, and then Mr. Earl sleeping with the woman on the 8th floor, the 10th floor, and the 12th floor.
Right.
Had a situation about 4 years ago where the gentleman passed and he lived in the senior citizen community. And he was dating 3 women. So he was dating 3 women and he passed. And he passed from complications of HIV.
Damn.
And the interesting part, they went in and they tested. Well, of course, you go in to test for HIV. Excuse me, you're not going to get a bunch of African American
Volunteers.
people
Mhm.
to come down and get tested.
Mhm.
When this gentleman died, the women that he was dating
Mhm.
was like, "Oh, I wonder what happened to him, girl. I don't know. I saw the people come and they took him out or whatever." Here's the thing. Can't nobody say nothing. Because if
Mhm.
you're not maliciously, if you test positive and you're not maliciously and aggressively seeking out people to have sex with, because that's a different thing. That's attempted murder or whatever.
Sure.
But if you dating these people and you having sex with them, it's nothing I could say. It's nothing. And my girlfriend was working for the state and doing the testing and all that stuff then, and it's nothing she could say. She can't say Mr. Earl had nothing because that's a HIPAA violation.
Yep.
But
Mhm.
older women, take your body out. Listen, get you some condoms if you gonna have sex.
Yes.
Find out what you like,
Mhm.
what you do like, what's a turn on, a
Have you
turn
some
off.
water-based lube. It's okay.
Yes,
To
have it.
get
And let
you
me
a
add-
plus-size bottle
Yes.
of water-based lube. Water-based. No, stop letting him spit in your vagina.
Oh, my
Stop
God.
it.
That
Please
is-
say that.
Oh God! When you spit out, this is not a porno.
Would you? Okay.
Do not spit in the
Coach, please help us. Tap
Stop spitting in my
Sam
damn
out.
coochie.
Tap yourself in. Do
I
something.
hate that junk. Nasty.
Well, let me say 2 things. I want to add on to what you said in terms of we can only do safer sex practices.
Yes.
If you
Right.
notice
Yeah.
that they shift from safe sex to
Safer.
safer
Yes,
sex
yes.
practices. And that's because even though we may use a barrier, we may use condoms, we may use dental dams, we may use gloves, whatever we use, when we have those the STIs such as HPV or
Mhm.
herpes, that's skin to skin contact.
Yeah.
So you can be wearing a condom and your pubic areas rub together,
Right.
or
Especially when they bald head.
yes,
Both y'all bald
yes,
head down in the
you
area.
can still become infected. So I want to say we can only have safer sex practice.
Right.
There's no
Absolutely.
guarantee
Yes.
unless we
Abstinence.
Abstain.
is the
Yes.
unless
safest
we're
sex. Let's
abstinent.
be 100.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so the other thing with spit is not lube. It's sort of what you talked about earlier, Sam. If you have cavities, I had one of my clients, her partner had some type of cavity, some type of infection in his tooth. Okay. And she was having chronic BV and yeast infections constantly
You
and
done put
could
that
not
abscess
figure
Would
out
you
what
hush?
was going on.
In
Would
her
you?
coochie.
Would you? Sam,
Abscess
Sam,
juice.
Sam,
Abscess
Sam,
juice.
Coach,
Oh my
please,
God.
Sam.
Oh my God.
Yes, and that's exactly what happened. It was the infection in his mouth that was throwing the pH balance of her
Wow.
vagina off, and that's something that we don't think about. So it is a good practice to gargle or swoosh around with some mouthwash before
Yeah.
you let your partner go down on you.
And stop spitting on
And
my
stop
coochie.
spitting because of that
Please.
bacteria. Because yes, you can still transmit STIs by hacking up that spit. And you think about it, you're hacking it up from the back of your throat and
Yes.
spitting. And I've asked people, I understand that people like that practice, but I often ask, where'd you get that from? Porn, Cain.
Porno.
And even the women,
Porno.
they say, well, when I'm giving head, I do this. I said, just stick the penis in the back of your throat. It'll come up.
Yeah,
Yeah. You
yeah.
don't have to go through
Chew some gum, gargle with some mouthwash. All that can help lubricate your mouth. There's so many things you can do. You don't have to hack
Yes.
it up from the
Right.
back of your stomach, from the bottom of your stomach, and spit because there are bacteria.
It's a
there.
lot. Listen, you made me because you made me
Trying
think
to
of.
tell 'em.
I did an event for AARP, and it was one of the things. It was we talked about. It was at the Shriners Garden out on what is that, Southfield Road. So imagine about 400 or 500 seniors that are members of AARP. Kenny Lattimore was there. They had the staff from DMC there. It was really, really a great event. And prior to, they had submitted questions. And we had questions that we went by, and then we had questions that they submitted. And it's funny you talk about the spits, because that was one of the things that we had as a question. One of the ladies said, if you dating a man and he has diabetes and go down on you, will that give you a yeast infection? And if he got yeast in his mouth, because
It's a
sometimes
possibility,
diabetes,
yeah.
and that's what
Yeah.
the doctor said, if he has thrush, if he has
thrush.
Or
continued,
people who drink excessive amounts
Yeah.
of beer. People
So-
don't realize that.
Oh,
You
the
drink
yeast in the
excess,
beer.
yeah,
Yep.
the yeast in the beer will come out.
so
Mhm.
and the one of the doctors said, if this person has uncontrolled diabetes that is not managed, or they're brittle diabetic or whatever, and they blood sugar fluctuate or it tends to be high, if they have thrush in their mouth, they can give you a yeast infection. Baby, I was sitting there and I was blinking my eyes and I was thinking, and when I read the question, and I don't know why I always wind up with them kind of questions. I was blinking. He was like, come on, Coco. I was like, wait a minute. Let me get myself together. I said, the question says, and so we not aware, like the coach said, you not even aware of some of the stuff that's in your mouth.
You know
So-
how I feel about diabetes. That's why I just really
I
got
know.
quiet,
I'm glad
like,
you didn't say nothing.
nothing.
So I'm so glad that we have these things that we could do to take care of ourselves and heal. I think healing is an everyday practice. I think healing is a necessary process. We don't have the conversations. We don't talk about it. And we perpetuate the ignorance from generation to generation because we don't talk to our daughters about, if you intimate with somebody, it ain't Sealy from The Color Purple. He ain't got to just get on you and do his business or whatever. You can actually communicate if you don't like something. Because I done called plenty of brothers right in their forehead. I'd be like, hey, my man,
Yeah,
get
don't
up.
do that.
Get up.
Don't do that.
They be like, what? And Coach, you said this. Verna, you said this. Ain't no other woman complain. Your coochie broke. I said, well, maybe my coochie is broke. But
There have been people I've heard guys say that, like, other women complain, like,
Well,
she
maybe
probably
she
just didn't say nothing.
yeah, because
Exactly.
you not
Yeah,
finna gnaw
exactly.
on me
Yeah.
like that.
And it's not about you. It's about us. Sex is supposed to be about the both of you. Both of you supposed to
Absolutely.
receive pleasure and be okay. Like if you just gonna do whatever you want to me, like what the hell? Am I
But
your
they-
slave here?
But they've been allowed that. Nobody has checked them on
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like, I got large breasts, and I've been with men who grab my breast like it's a hot water bottle and be gnawing on my nipple like it's jerky. And I'm like, if you don't get your monkey ass off my tit like that, sir.
They grab it like a toothpaste tube.
They grab, yes.
Just go squeeze that
Yes,
out.
in the
All
middle.
the
And they
fluoride
grab
out
it right here, and then they be aiming my nipple like they finna squirt milk on somebody. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And they'll bite down real hard like a vice grip. I'm like, I mean, hey, listen, the bigger they are, the more sensitive they are. You just ain't gonna grab me like it's a hot water bottle.
And the older
and
you
squeeze
get,
me.
the sensitivity of your nipples is different.
Baby,
Don't
listen.
chew on my
So
titties.
don't.
Yeah,
If
sorry.
listen, when I was young, I didn't like it. I didn't like. Be gentle. Listen. In my 20s, I didn't like it. Grab it with both hands. And don't grab it with your fingertips. Grab it with your palms. Hold it with your palms. Don't hold it with your fingers. Your fingers is gnarly. I don't like the way your fingers feel on it. Use your palms like it's a basketball. Palm it. Let it interact with it. You just grabbed it up like, no. Grab it with your palms.
But I think
You got to check in with
Yeah.
you got to check in
But-
with your partner. to
But
see what
let's
they like.
remember that communication is part of confidence.
Ooh,
You know,
wait a minute.
woman
Hold
that
on.
is not confident, that feels like she doesn't have any power, that doesn't know her value, that doesn't know her worth, is just going to not
Yeah, do it.
communicate.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about communication, but we need to talk to the women that don't have a voice. Speak your truth. Be confident. Know your value, know your worth, and watch who you're allowing to get caught up with the most valuable commodity that you have.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we don't value what we have, and we don't know how to put a value on it because we always think monetary,
Mm-hmm.
but it's health, and it's your body, and it's your power, and it gives you the energy, and the energy is surging and all that. So we have to be in touch with what we do and what we say, and we have to own it. And there's no shame in not wanting to do something, or if you want to do something, or if he suggests a threesome and you say, "No, I don't want a threesome like you want it. I don't want another woman. I want a man. Are you with that?" And he be like, "No, I ain't with that." Okay, well, we can't do it like you
Right.
want to do it because I don't want to have a threesome with another woman. We do have to communicate what we like,
Mm-hmm.
what we don't like, what our boundaries are, a safe word for the people that's in the dominatrix and being tied up and all those things. Have a safe word or a tap out word or whatever the case may be. You got to have a safe word. You got to know your boundaries and anything. And no is always no.
It's a complete sentence.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
No is a complete
Yeah.
sentence.
No
You don't
is
have to
a
add nothing else
complete-
to that.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
no is no. No ain't no for now. Come back and ask me later. No is no for the duration of this process, sir, ma'am.
And don't wait
Whatever.
till you in the moment to communicate.
Yeah.
We know who we gonna give something to.
Right.
Let's
Yeah.
just
Right.
keep it 100.
Yeah.
The moment you know you want to give him some, at some point y'all need to have the conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's okay to change your mind too,
Mhm.
as
Yeah.
well during it. Sometimes we change our minds or sometimes
Mhm.
we want to do something different, but communication is key.
Mhm.
And that is the key to having a wonderful sex life.
Mhm.
It boils down to communication.
Yeah.
But another thing that we want to talk about is I want to talk about the women that come in that hasn't had sex in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years.
Me 4 years. Me 4 years. Me 4 years.
Okay.
God bless
So then
you.
I'm bless your heart, Coco.
God bless you.
But part of the energy of being a woman is having a sexual encounter. It doesn't have to be with a man.
Yes.
Okay. It can be a self sexual encounter.
Mhm.
The energy, the release, the orgasm is all part of our feminine health and wellness.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Back me up, coach.
Absolutely. I'm a masturbation advocate. So usually I would say, Coco, have you been masturbating for the
Yes,
last
Coco.
4 years?
Let me think.
So,
Are you having regular orgasms, Coco?
Nope.
Man, me
Okay.
in
Okay, so then
quarantine.
there it is.
Listen, me in quarantine, I was getting down. I was getting down with myself because even though I couldn't have nobody in the house, my mama old, I was trying to protect her. I was having all the fun by myself.
And that's
it get a little bold, it get a little lonely, like, dang, you missed that human touch. But hey, I had to do it because I would have went crazy in there without it. Yeah.
If you don't have a sexual partner, we can atrophy. So it's really important when you masturbate and when you touch yourself, you're allowing that blood flow
the blood flow,
to your genitals. So if you plan on having a partner in the future, that's preparing your body. So it's keeping you nice and juicy and lubricated. It's keeping things so you don't, things don't, like I said, atrophy.
Yeah,
you can still orgasm.
They'll kind of draw up on you.
Or you just get uptight. I know that I have a couple of homegirls who are not comfortable with touching themselves. They're like, I know I don't like it. And I'm trying not to shame. I'll talk to them. I'm like, sis, you could tell you're uptight, especially when you're trying to date. You're so tight and bound up. Like you have to tap into your feminine energy. And part of that is self-exploration. And just like you said, just having the orgasm so that you oiling that boy up. You know what I'm saying? So when you go on a date, your shoulders be like, you in there like, you still, you flirty still. I feel, even if I haven't had sex in a long time, I go on a date, I still feel flirty. Yeah. But when you're not, you like, hey guy, what up? Hey, and that's dry. You're dry because you're not, you don't feel that's feminine energy. You don't feel flirty because you have not touched yourself.
And then you need to unpack why we want others to touch us, but we don't want to touch ourselves.
Right.
This is our jewel, our bodies. It's our jewel. So what's going on that you're embarrassed to touch yourself? What messages have you internalized? What negative messages have you heard? What has there been some religious beliefs that said that that's wrong?
Right.
Because I've often been asked to speak in churches, and I kind of pause.
Ooh, they get tight in the booty over there,
yes,
boy.
I paused because I did a presentation once, and masturbation is a sin. This is a sin. That's a sin. And with me being a masturbation advocate, that doesn't fit well.
Right.
So I would definitely want to unpack what's going on with you that you don't want to touch yourself. But if you don't know what makes you feel good, how do you expect your partner to know what makes you feel good?
Exactly.
That's the whole key. Like if I don't like myself or I don't want to touch my own skin, like you can't communicate with somebody else. You just can't.
Correct.
Because you have to be able to tell somebody, hey, this don't work, that don't work, this is this and this is that or whatever.
Yes.
So you have to be able, it's just like with food. I have to know what I don't like in order to tell you what I do like. But there is that stigma that's associated with that. And I always think about my aunt. I had an aunt that was real liberal and vocal, and she would always cuss my mom out. Girl, listen, you better go touch yourself. You have to do something. Get you something and touch on yourself, girl. That's all wrong with. And I would laugh. Just like her, my mama had the conversation about weed. She's like, girl, shoot, I smoke me some reefer. She said, I'm going to smoke me a reefer stick every now and then. Don't do nothing but make you eat and put your nature on you. Just make you nature on you. Yeah. Well, she said it made her horny. So after she would smoke the reefer, then eat, she go touch herself. It was a
hey, that sounds like a wonderful combination right there.
Whatever
That's a nice night.
It makes you feel good.
She was telling my mama,
and it's no judgment.
It's no judgment. And then you don't know when you don't. And I tell this story all the time. This part of my arm, I by accident found out that this was an erogenous zone in the inside of my arm. And so I tell people this story. Look for spots that are not the obvious. Get away from your genitals, your nipples, things like
neck,
that.
the ear,
Get away from the obvious. Some things like the inside of the body is more sensitive than the outer part of your body. So I was rubbing right here, and I'm like, oh my God, that's quite pleasurable, right? In the inside of my arm. Who would think? And so I often invite people, like, explore your body, touch it in different, light, soft, and you can find different things that are pleasurable. You can extend the pleasure.
Get in the bathtub.
Yes.
Get you some Epsom salt in there. Relax.
The faucet.
Drink you some wine, a little sip of wine, whatever. Just relax yourself so you won't be scared. And then realize nobody else is in there.
Yes.
But listen.
They act like white Jesus is standing over him, like staring at them like you're touching. Because the white Jesus is real aggressive, like with the hands out, with the holes in them.
You know
like,
what?
I have daughter. What are you doing? White Jesus not watching you.
We think that to my girl she on here and she watching us, she checking out the show. Her and the crew on the boat. um, it's interesting. She said the guys agreed that knowing yourself helps, and it does help because I'm able to tell you what I like and what I don't like, and what works for me and what's uncomfortable, and we could share that information. And even if we intend on doing something, and our whole first experience, we having a conversation. A good conversation can be arousing and stimulating and just touching. And like you said, coach, them spots like down the back of my thigh, right
Yes,
behind my
yes.
knee, right
Yeah,
there.
right behind the knee.
Yeah,
Yes.
ooh, listen, that'll get you to, baby. Herbert, you touch that back of that knee.
Not my granddaddy name.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, Malcolm.
My granddaddy was
Malcolm, you
Herbert.
touch the back of this knee, I'm gonna make you some cornbread from scratch. I will put some corn and some tomatoes and onions in it, put some cheese. Oh, Malcolm, I know how to make stuffed cornbread with some chili in it. I will get Malcolm.
Cause sitting there, like guys just don't want you to sit there. You know, I talk to my male friends all the time, and they're like, you know, like women who are not really like into their
Starfishing.
body. Yeah, like he just hunching on her.
'Cause
She
they
just
not.
pumping inside the
But
bed and stuff.
I would
yeah.
ask about the intimacy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
The
Like, what are y'all
intimacy.
doing? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
The
Mhm.
build up of
Yes,
intimacy is
yes.
a good
Mhm.
precursor
Yes.
for orgasm and good sex.
Yeah. Yeah, mental stimulation is better
So
than anything.
that's it's still. Do we still call it foreplay? The foreplay. We used to call it the foreplay.
Yeah.
What you did before you had sex, it was the foreplay. It was the stages of sex. It was the foreplay, the play, and then the
They
afterplay.
get straight to it.
Yeah,
Like,
No, I'm
Yeah,
we
they
give me
do.
some foreplay.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't like foreplay because it implies that it's something that has to happen before sex, or it can, oral sex is a standalone by itself.
Ooh.
Kissing is a standalone
Have
by
mercy,
itself. You
Jesus.
don't have to have, you know what I mean? It can be quite intimate just to have those things. So that is still the term foreplay, but I just don't like to use foreplay.
Okay, so we ain't gonna use the word foreplay. That's kind of archaic. I dated myself, but kissing. So I got to say this. I don't know where kissing went,
I'm a kisser.
but
I'm
but
an effing kisser. I
listen,
love to kiss hard.
but it's
I don't.
I
So-
love
I don't like
it.
nobody's tongue in my mouth. Now you can put it in my vagina, but don't put it in my mouth.
Put it in other mouth.
I just don't like it. I just if something did happen.
I was going to say, there's some backstory to that.
Okay.
That's why I was like,
Some traumas you can never
yeah.
get past.
Well, I had a really bad experience with someone kissing, and I was laying flat, and they were kissing me,
And
the
it all went down.
slob
Yes.
Oh, my
slobber
goodness.
And there it is. And I can't
Just
get past it. It's been 30 years and I can't get past it.
Over
love
30
it.
years ago.
I love me some kissing. I love, oh, child.
Every time I relive all of that, just pouring down, just all down. The
I've
whole
had a
front of my
tragic
shirt was wet.
Yes, that happened to me many
I
years
had a
ago.
guy, I was kissing him, and he opened his mouth.
Like a German
over-
Shepherd?
Yeah, over mine. Like, and I was like, I'm going to punch you in your face. Yeah, that made me, I wanted to punch him. Like,
Oh.
right at his
Yeah,
forehead.
it's too much.
Like,
I can't
kiss.
do it.
Yeah, well,
He-
kiss.
he was like,
I like to kiss.
hey. Don't
me-
overmouth
You
me.
can kiss me, just don't put your tongue in my mouth.
See, but
I like it all.
I like the tongue kiss. But here's the thing, and I noticed this, and it's men will go down on you. They will lick from the window to the wall.
Come back
to
up
the
and put their
wall.
tongue
Yes,
in your
yeah.
mouth.
and they don't want to kiss you. Well, see, so it's men that don't. One guy was like, "No, I don't like to kiss." The reason a lot of men don't like to kiss is because if I kiss you, I got to look in your eyes, and if I look in your eyes,
It's
I
too
can
much for
see
them.
the bullshit, and I can see the passion or whatever.
Right.
But it's some men that'll go down and then come back up and kiss you, which ain't bad because now you know what you taste like. You get the.
I ain't gonna
But I've
say.
heard men say that they don't. The only women that they'll kiss
Is they wife or
is the women that they really like or they love.
Ooh.
Like if they just having sex, they're not. That's like a code with some men. They
It's
say they're
quite
gonna kiss.
intimate. It is
Yeah,
quite
it is
intimate.
intimate.
I did a
Yeah.
question on my Instagram about kissing, and some people said they will have sex with you before they kiss you.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Wow.
I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
I am a
I
habitual
like a
kisser,
tongue
child.
kiss, and I like a man that can put a nice little hickey. I still
Nah,
like
I'm
a
not
hickey.
I'm not a hickeyer.
Give me a
I'm
hickey.
sorry,
I bruise
yeah,
very.
I like
I bruise very
Just
easily.
not where you can see.
So
Yeah,
I don't.
but put it where I ain't got
like
a nine.
like
got,
here,
yeah,
or
yeah.
here,
Or down
somewhere
where
down
my
under
waist
the
beads are or
clothes.
something. Yes,
Don't hit
but
me.
don't. Yeah, but I
Bless.
like a nice. Ooh, like you kiss me and put a hickey on my neck and give me a peanut butter jelly sandwich. You can go home.
Aggressive.
And some coconut
Aggressive.
milk, baby. We go
Nah.
together. It's a relationship.
I don't. I bruise very easily. Then they look just red as hell to everybody staring
like
at me. I'm
somebody
like,
But you got to tell them to go down this
Yeah.
to the bra area.
they don't have to. If they did, it's cool. But I'm cool.
And by the time the last time I had a hickey, yeah, it was somebody that I was with, and it was something about having that hickey, and I
That
don't know if
last,
I
and you
tried
can
to hide it.
look, and every time you look at it, you go back to that
I
moment.
did.
I know.
did.
I know.
I
Every time you look at it, you get caught back up. You in the
you were the spider web all
yeah,
over.
you start touching yourself.
That
And
I
I
did.
remember in the
I
moment, I know
I
exactly.
did. I was holding my boobs like, ooh, he hickied me. My goodness.
So Verna, and when women are coming into the V steam, just talk about a quick synopsis of the process, because a lot of people don't understand. They're like, oh, I got to get naked. I have to get like what is it encompass?
So I have a process and a story.
Okay.
So when they come in, they have their consultation. We talk about what it is that they're going to be working on during their 30 minutes of self-care. And I have goddess gowns. Okay. I have goddess gowns, pictures of them on my website, goddesscrystalsteam.com. We have parties up to 6.
Okay.
But anyway, they'll come in, they will put on their goddess gown, and then they'll sit on a steaming stool.
Okay.
It's like a toilet, has a hole in it. Underneath the hole are the hot herbs. Once I drop a cup full of herbs in the hot water creates steam. Comes to a boil, creates steam. It is the herb medicine that's carried through the steam that permeates the soft tissues of the vagina.
Right.
So the soft tissues absorb it, absorb the herb medicine. It takes up to 45 minutes for all of the herb medicine to evaporate through the steam.
Okay.
So while they're sitting there, I've got the aromatherapy, I've got the meditation music, they've got their robe, their goddess gown on. And Coach, why don't you speak too? Because you had a V-steam with me.
Yes. I didn't know what a V-steam was.
Okay.
And my followers were telling me about it, and I met Verna at a workshop, and I said, I want to do this. It was a very different experience. When I tell you she was squeaky clean, she was squeaky clean.
Okay. Okay.
It's a feeling of queening.
It is a cleanliness. It was a very tranquil experience.
Yep.
I really enjoyed the way Verna took her time. She explained everything to me, the environment, because I'm really big on energy and environment. That environment was a very peaceful, energetic, safe space. I felt safe, and I felt safe with Verna. So if anyone is considering it, I would definitely say check out Verna. Go to her.
Can we talk about how you got to be careful, because you might want to make a phone call afterwards, because the loins be hot.
Okay, so here's the story. Remember I told you I had a story. So it was one of my first clients when I first started. I gave her the goddess gown. She put the goddess gown on. And for your half an hour steam, after 15 minutes, I go back to check on you. A lot of women are afraid of getting burned because a lot of places out here don't have the certification. They think they can just throw herbs and water and it's good. But it's so much more than that. So the water, in order for the water to create the steam, the water temperature has to be maintained at a certain level for a certain amount of time so that you're actually getting the
Excuse
steam
me, Verna. One of the
benefit.
men on here said we make him want a V-steam.
That's called his steam. That's another show.
Okay,
But anyway,
I'm
back to
sorry.
the story. So anyway, it's called his steam. So anyway, I came back, I gave her gown to put on. She had it on. I came back in 15 minutes. She was butt naked.
Oh.
She was sitting on there. She was going, she was feels so good.
Oh,
because she was having an orgasm. And I was like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave you here.
Yeah,
Leave
good,
you to
sis.
it. And I'm going to go.
So you can
I'm going to give you an extra 15 minutes, okay, so that you and yourself can continue to enjoy this process. So women do say, every woman's experience is different.
Yeah,
some women have
you do get
orgasms.
around.
Some of them enjoy them the way the steam feels on the leg.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah.
just all part of it. And so
I didn't go in there all like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's why
But it
it's
was
good to
later.
be by yourself.
Yeah, later on it was really like, like it just you felt the fire in them boys.
Because
like,
everything is open up.
Yeah.
So Verna, where can they follow you on social media to find out, how to get a V-steam and all that stuff like that.
Goddess Crystal Steam on Instagram, Goddess Crystal Steam on Facebook, goddesscrystalsteam.com. And you can text me at 248-469-9638.
Okay. I listen. I like it. I like it because we have to heal, and we have to guard our feminine
When
energy.
you coming?
Hey, Crystal, when you come up here, that's my sister's from Indianapolis. When she come up here, we gonna come
Oh,
see
absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
so when
yeah.
Crystal come, I'ma come.
you. Yeah.
I'ma go because listen,
we're gonna make appointments.
we're gonna make permits.
And let me know. I'll open on a Sunday. You can come. You can bring wine, cheese, strawberries.
Okay.
Enjoy some
We're
women.
gonna have a moment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe it's something that we could look at later on. Maybe we could do a contest and somebody can win a Coach Cain session and a Verna
That's
session.
awesome.
And we could put it all together and put a package together coming up on the holidays.
Yeah.
It'd be
So
awesome.
because so Coach Cain, how can people get you to come out and do like a couples therapy or a group or whatever? Yeah, because we got to get this together. we got to get this box together.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
You can visit my website at romanticdiscovery.com. My
Romantic
phone
Discovery.
number, that's romanticdiscovery.com. I also have a women's group called the Sister Circle, which is a private group that's for empowering women. We talk about any and all things sexual, about sexual health. I teach technique and how to also build relationships. It's for all female body, only female body people. So you can also look into the Sister Circle on romanticdiscovery.com. There's workshops. I do private coaching. But right now, my passion right now is getting this Sister Circle going because it's
that.
so beautiful to have people really, women feel safe, to have a
Yeah,
safe
yeah,
place to say
yeah.
whatever and ask anything they want.
Yeah.
Anything.
I want to
Because-
talk about one thing that I learned because I took Coach's class and she taught us about face mapping. There's nothing more empowering than learning about face mapping from Coach Cain.
it's
Okay.
like-
Face mapping.
it's a body, a full body mapping.
Okay.
And it's so much. There's so much to learn. There is so much to learn. And when you map the body to learn your pleasure, your partner's pleasure, it creates a totally different experience. As I said earlier, sex is an art and it's something that we're learned. We don't automatically know. And I consider myself a sexual technique expert.
All
so-
right. Come through, Coach. You see I'm doing my shoulders. Come on with it.
RomanticDiscovery.com. I'm
Yes.
about to go to this website now.
And let me add, my Instagram is Cain the Coach. I have a lot of information on there, but I am shadow banned, so some people
Right,
can see me and
right.
some people cannot. But if
Okay.
you can get on my Instagram, there is a ton of information on there that I teach.
Because honestly, I so thank you ladies for coming on. This
for
is
coming on.
like, we have great shows and amazing shows, and all our shows have been amazing. That's why I kept sending you all the links and stuff. I'm like, okay, I didn't send all the links to Coach. I didn't send all the stuff. But this is one of those necessary shows about knowing yourself. Men talking about they want to see a woman with a sundress on and with no panties and all of that. And talking about what happened to the sundress? They wearing the wrestling outfits. They're wearing the leggings. Well, fellas, some of the women wearing the leggings because them the leggings that lift the booty up. And maybe we feel some kind of way when our booty lifted up. Let us live. We don't tell y'all what to wear. When y'all are 50 in the waist and you got on jeans that's a 38,
Or
you
them gray
can't pull them up.
sweatpants.
They got, you said the gray sweatpants?
Gray sweatpants.
Baby, them gray sweatpants is the
What?
That's the music that be playing when I see a man with some gray sweatpants and he got his business hanging right. I be like, look at that, look at that, look at that.
Ladies, all I just want to leave here and tell the ladies out here, please drink your daily allotment of water.
Yes.
Eat you some yogurt, or if you get you the
Maybe they
dairy
can't
free,
eat yogurt.
they got dairy free alternatives that still have the lactose, bacillus, all that.
Probiotics,
Yes.
your
all the
probiotics.
Take you a probiotic. Find you a good probiotic made for women. Check your box. So once you start doing that and eating vegetables every day, like real vegetables, not like
Corn is
some
not a vegetable.
or some broccoli that came in a bag, that's been cooked already before. Get the fresh broccoli or something like that. Eat you some vegetables, and you ain't got to worry about much of nothing.
And listen,
with
make
your
an appointment with
coach.
Verna, Goddess Crystal Steam.
GoddessCrystalSteamer.com.
Yes, and Coach Cain, Romantic Discovery. We need to know. We need to know that our vagina, or it ain't a pocketbook, a Pullisher.
Yes.
Thank you.
Pullisher is one of my friends was from Suriname or Belize or somewhere, and the vagina is called the Pullisher. I think I got it right. But take care of your vagina. As long as you take care of it, it's gonna take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just there for sex. That's one of the things, but it has multiple. It is
Yeah.
a life giving source. It is a life source, and you got to know how to take care of it. And I'm so thankful for women like Verna and Coach that will not only tell you what to do physically, but will help you through the psychological process as well. Because, like Verna said, it is some healing that goes on. And I've experienced sexual trauma in my past. And part of my healing is learning to release that sexual trauma. And it happened
Is that correct?
first time it happened, I was 4, and then it happened again and again or whatever. But part of your healing is you have to go back and release that, because it will stop you and stop you in your tracks from having a healthy sexual relationship. We're not even talking about with a partner. We're talking about with yourself.
Yes.
Your attitude, most of the women with poor attitudes, think about it, you be like, ooh, she's so uptight. Because when she finally gets up, you see a different. But she could do that to her if she did that and dealt with her sexual health or her feminine energy on her own. She wouldn't even need to have a partner.
And our
just to feel
first
good
sexual relationship is with ourselves.
Should be.
It should be with yourself. It goes on in the bathtub or in the shower or in Lake Minnetonka, wherever it go on, whatever. So when by the time you get to a partner, you can say, hey, listen, not gonna bite there, you're not gonna pull there, don't grab my titties like they're a bagpipe, you're not finna do that.
And
no.
then say, I like this, I like that.
Yes.
You follow up with what you like. Instead of
and affirm it. Even if you have to take his or her hand, whoever you with, and guide it to the area. And then, I've learned to put my hand on top of his hand and working in circular motion.
And guide it.
Yeah, and guide it. Guide the hand.
That's
you know what I'm saying? After we done washed it with the brush at the sink, like Sam said, and got all that.
Yes. When you go over the house to get some coochie, wash your hands.
Please.
And clean under your fingernails and clip them things. Them drug 80s cocaine nails. Y'all ain't doing no cocaine out here like that, is you?
They still are, though.
When you need to put it down to be playing around here. Clip your nails. Okay, look, y'all, we out. It's been real. Check us out next week.
Oh, my God. Listen, make sure you go back and watch this episode and send the episode to some women that may need to watch it. And
everybody.
Send it to some folks. If you got daughters or nieces or younger women that you around, share this episode, because it's a lot of stuff that they don't know, that we don't know. And we got amazing people like Verna and Coach to help us through this process. Y'all have an amazing, amazing, amazing week. And just be you. Be the best you. Show up yourself, damn it. We out.